Valley Stars Toastmasters. It's a great club, and year after year, our club gets a lot of accolades on every level. So it's really thrilling to be part of this club, and that is my journey.
I'm really excited because today we're meeting with Suzi Oliver, one of the founding members of Valley Stars Toastmasters. I'm wearing a mask because we just had our costume party over Zoom. So please welcome Suzi Oliver. I first of all want to thank you for accepting this invitation. And since you unmasked, I will go ahead and move out of the way my mask too. How are you?
I'm great. It's nice to see you, Neviana. And I'm really excited about talking to you.
I am too. Would love to hear from you about your journey in Toastmasters, how you found yourself at Valley Stars, and what did it bring to you?
It's okay if it's a little bit of a long story.
Yes.
I was very interested in Toastmasters many years ago. In 1994, I joined my first Toastmasters meeting at the urging of my father. He said it would be a wonderful thing for me since I came from a performing background and I was looking to learn about public speaking, and I thought it would be really great. So I joined a club in Santa Monica. It was called Club 52, and that's because it was the 52nd club Toastmasters had that was part of the original Toastmasters group. And of course, Toastmasters did start in California. I was a member of that club for about 2 years, and then I got very busy with work. In fact, I met a man who got me into a business, which was real estate and selling projects. And we continued a working relationship for about 15 years. And he taught me a lot, but I met him through Toastmasters. When that was completed, and I was a member of the Woodland Hills Chamber of Commerce, at that time, that's what it was called, I met Suzi Oliver, who I had already known, and she had said that she wanted to start a Toastmasters club. Lucy, who is running for office now, I said I was on board and I would be part of her team in starting this club, which is Valley Stars Toastmasters. I don't recall, but it was told to me that I was the one that came up with the name. So that's very exciting. I thought it was a group effort, but I don't even remember that it was my ring that brought that name, since we wake up very early and we are Valley Stars. It's a great club, and year after year, our club gets a lot of accolades on every level. So it's really thrilling to be part of this club, and that is my journey. In the last few years, I have achieved my Distinguished Toastmasters Award, which was a wonderful thing I never thought I would achieve. And I'll explain that in a bit.
That's so fascinating. You were first part of Club 52, and now you're part of a club in District 52.
Yes.
The numbers repeat.
Yes, that's interesting. I didn't even think of that.
Are you a fan of the science from the universe, and do you think there is a higher power that is leading us?
I do. I think that we certainly have choices and we make them, but I do believe that when you're quiet and you ask for guidance, all of a sudden it shows up when you need it, not when you ask for it. I think that it's a very powerful source, that we are basically the temple or the conduit, and that's where we find ourselves.
How do you feel it? Because I tend to have it as an urge, and it's a gut feeling that I have to do this particular thing, even if it doesn't make any sense and it's not logical. Or like right now, I am in Bulgaria, and already nearly 2 years I'm part of Valley Stars Toastmasters in California, which amazes me, and I have no idea why, but I feel it's my place to be. How do you feel it? Do you feel it like me in the stomach, or?
It's an excitement and a gut feeling that when something is right, it's going to happen. It's the same thing when I anticipated going on a trip someplace that I really want to go to. It's that excitement. But I've been a little bit on the back burner for the last year or so. And all of a sudden, I feel like this urge that I need to do more with my Toastmasters club and with my skills that I've achieved. I think I'm ready to get to the next level. You don't realize, but as time goes by, you say, wow, the pandemic really did some things that were really great and some things that were different. And I think that we're coming out of those cocoons now.
Yes, I can feel it over here as well. Tell me about your singing and how do you cope with singing, Toastmasters, and real estate?
My husband and I live in this beautiful area in Los Angeles. We have incredible views where we live, so I'm grateful every day. We've had this long, loving relationship, and he supports almost everything that I do. I can't say everything, but nearly everything. He supports my Toastmasters, my music. He also plays drums, but he supports me personally as a singer when I've gotten out there. Made a decision a few years ago that was also going to be I was not going to go out and do big shows again, but I think I'm prepping myself to do some smaller venue shows when I can, because I know that people love to, they've asked me, when are you going to get out there and do it again? So in the meantime, real estate has always been a part of my business, and I've been really lucky. I do get good referrals. And in fact, right now I have a great house that I've put on the market. It's up in the Hollywood Hills, and you just kind of have to work it through and make it all happen. And let yourself just say, I'm dedicating this time here, and this time here. In the Toastmasters world, that you make that an important part, and you learn how to do that. Like I've learned how to do impromptu speaking through our table topics, and I've learned how to give speeches without much notice or without much preparation. I pick a topic that I know, and I give myself pointers, and then I can start speaking. And it's a gift. And I think it's something that you learn and you work on. As they say, it takes 10,000 hours to perfect something. I don't think I'm up to 10,000 hours in Toastmasters, but adding in all the performance skill and everything, I think that has added to it.
I think that public speaking in general solidifies all of the area that we needed. We need to be able to express ourselves artistically, yes, in a business way, in a friendly way. And the more we show our true colors, the better responses we have, because in all the areas, I think that relationships, even business relationships, are built on trust.
Yes.
If you can pinpoint to one quality that was most valuable from Toastmaster, let's say integrity or practicing the pause, said Eileen, what would that tool be that you gathered from Toastmasters?
I would say some of the most important things are, like you said, integrity, listening. I'd say communication is the key to everything. Good communication, because there are times when, especially now when we have a lot of what they say is, we walk down the street and we're talking to somebody, and all of a sudden there's that sparkly thing there or that sparkly thing over there. So you lose your attention span. And I'm not the last one to say it. I'm multitasking where I shouldn't be sometimes. Sometimes I'm looking at one thing where I'm trying to keep my attention on something else. And you lose something in that ability to keep your concentration and keep your communication going with one person. And we have and sometimes I've had a hard time doing that. But right now I'm bringing that back into my world so that I can get back into focusing on that. I do think that communication and community, which is part of communication, because like you were showing, or not you, Serena was showing earlier in her speech, she showed 3 different things: alone, it's a climb. With one person, it's a communication, but with a group, you feel the support. And I think that those are the things that Toastmasters gives you.
Yes, true. I always feel so honored to be part of our meetings. They go by really fast. In 1 hour only, I get so charged up, ready to take on the world. And being connected to Californians, to you guys, it really gives me big levels of energy. And now is the time to thank you for all the wonderful and amazing evaluations. You guys really know how to give thorough feedback, which is important for our growth. So thank you for the wonderful evaluations.
I commend you. You have a really great way about you. You're warm. And the fact that you are a part of our club is really great. Being in another country, this is what it is. We are a world. We're not just a small community. And we're finding that that's what Zoom has done for us also, is given us a great ability to communicate with people and see how much more we are alike than we are different, and how much our needs, wants, and desires are similar rather than different. And being in our, again, cocoon, and we've got a big cocoon in the United States, but we are cocoons sometimes thinking that we live one way and everybody should live the way that we live. But I see people from all over the world, and we all adore each other, love each other, and communicate. And that's a really great thing. As to evaluations, I said communication, listening. I think that if you listen and you watch somebody and you have the experience, it's a really great way of growing for the evaluator as well as the person being evaluated. If I can impart any of the information or any of the experiences that I have had in that work, it's there, it's in the evaluations. It forces, and it gives me the pleasure of listening to everything that you say and be able to get rid of all the nuances, which are important, but those are the building blocks. It's the big picture that we look at.
Well, thank you so much for being here. And while you were talking, I realized that besides music and being dressed in black, we have one more thing in common, yes. And that is our love for Insight seminars. Yeah. I had to mention because for me, the other great thing that came out of California is Insight seminars.
40 years ago that I did Insight seminar, I was 20. I got so much out of being in that seminar. And I think that one of the things was showing up on time and being true to yourself and being true to the people around you.
The more we provoke ourselves with Toastmasters, with seminars, with music, with business meetings, the more we find out about ourselves and the more chances we have to grow as people.
Yes. And that people, if they know you're there, they know you're there. If you're sitting it out, nobody knows you're there. And I read something, you can't fail if you don't try. In other words, you can't, I'm afraid of failing. Well, you can't fail if you don't try. And what's the upside? You win.
On behalf of everyone at Valley Stars, I thank you so much for being founding member and giving us this wonderful name. So to everyone watching out there, this podcast, come shine with us.